Hello YouTube. Oh, I need a shave. Oh dear, I do need a shave. Anyway, there's no reason or rhyme to this. Basically, I'm just on my walk. Sort of sorry, my hands in my way. I'm just on my walk, so I don't know. Just thought I'd have a little chat, a little wander around this little woods. So let's go. Okay, so this is a little wood that is just near a cricket ground that I kind of walked past a few vids back, but nobody was playing cricket, so I didn't bother stopping, which is a shame. But I don't think they'll be playing cricket anymore, obviously, because it's coming to winter. It will soon be officially winter, as our clocks will be going back, I think on the 23rd or 24th or something like that. But I hate it. Gets dark about 4 o'clock and it's just horrible, really. I kind of suffer from this thing. It's called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. It's just winter times for me mentally, which I guess really for everybody else too. I mean, who likes being cold? Who likes the grey? You know, but it does affect me. It really does. Sometimes I can get really depressed and just not want to go out and all that. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I guess if any of you guys out there, experience, anxiety and depression and all that, you kind of maybe understand where I'm coming from. But anyway, so I hope you're all doing well. It's a Monday here now, so I'm recording this. So I'm just taking my daily walk. My leg hurts. I think I kind of sometimes overdo this when I take these walks. I mean, today probably walked for about a couple of hours, and especially my right lung, because I had pneumonia a few years ago, and I've still got quite a big kind of like a blood clot on my lung, so it kind of affects me when I walk around, which is, it's kind of why sometimes people say, why I'm breathing so hard, and it's literally that. Like now, I have to take a breath in. Also, I tend to talk a lot. I like talking to people, but even I can talk myself to oblivion, and it wears me out. It's amazing that someone can talk. I'm going to go back on myself now. Anyway, it's just amazing that someone can talk and actually wear themselves out talking. Isn't that crazy? But yeah. This is a nice little wood. This has been here, like I say, for all my life, and it's been the same. It's just really nice, especially in the summertime when it's, the trees are fully green and stuff. It's really nice. It's a nice little, it's only small really, but it's just nice to walk through if you need to get rid of the cobwebs in the head and all that. Yeah. The other day, well, actually the other week, I got myself one of these grounding mats. I guess a few of you in UK have probably seen them advertised. I'm not sure about America, but I remember back in the old hippie days, we kind of understood what grounding meant. I.e., the earth has, obviously, as you know, the earth has like a magnetic, feel to it. And the whole point of grounding yourself was to have bare feet and stand on the ground. And apparently, they say, in biology terms, they say that humans every 4 hours should ground themselves. which makes sense to me, really. Like I say, as an old hippie, I still believe. I mean, science is science, biology is biology. You can't just not believe it is what it is. But yeah, I've been using this little. You can get one that goes on the floor. You plug it in, but it's not electric. A few people get a bit confused about this because it's not electric. It works kind of like a magnetic field. So what it will do, it will kind of send this. I don't know why people have marked the trees, but it kind of sends this like magnetic energy into your body, and it's meant to help with your nerves and your muscles and all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff, And so I've got mine. Mine's a long one, so I have it on my bed. So I've had it over a week now, and to be fair, I honestly think it works. I definitely do wake up with more of a get up and go. Whether that is something that's in my head. But then again, I don't think like that. I'm not, how can I put it? Very hard to put subliminary thoughts into my head. It's what I can't see, feel, touch, smell. But then, I don't know, it's a difficult one, that, because I also believe in other things. But, yeah. When it comes to magnetic energy, and don't speak to a juggler about magnetics because I don't know how magnetics work. That's a joke, you probably won't get it, but there you go. But yeah, so yeah, I got this mat and I've been using it for over a week, and it's actually really nice just to lay down on it and kind of just shut your eyes, have no music on, have nothing on, just kind of lay there and meditate, be in your own thoughts, and it's nice. I mean, it's not something that is like a massive impact thing. You don't sit there and kind of feel like that. It's just, but you definitely do feel something. It's hard to explain. I guess if you're a scientist or something and you know how I can't say the word now, magnets work, then you probably understand how grounding works. And I didn't know this actually until the other day, but we all have plug sockets of electricity. Well, some of them sockets aren't necessarily grounded. Now, I thought that if a socket or a plug wasn't grounded, then that would mean you'd get an electric shock. But apparently not. Apparently a socket or a plug can be either, I mean, they say that if it's not grounded, then obviously it's not 100% safe. But it's certainly not. But I'm getting into things that I don't really know much about. I'm not an electrician. It's just something that I read. So yeah, so that was that. So I got myself a little mat and been using that, and I'm getting some kind of help from it. Just slow myself down. And this is another thing I'm finding with myself lately, because I've I don't know why, well I do, but I'm not going to really get into it, but I like to get out every day. I don't care if it's raining but I like to get out every day. So I'll talk to people, and all that. But I do find when I get back home, my brain is just mentally just shattered. I get to a point where my kind of brain shuts off. I don't really want to speak to anybody. I felt really bad last night actually, because I went onto my console and my mate was gaming, and he said hello, and I said hello back, but I said I felt like gaming by myself, and that's how sometimes I can be. It's not rude, I don't mean to come across rude, just sometimes I like my own space, I like my own company, I live by myself, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have someone to wake up to, you know, and have a hug and all that. Of course it's nice, we're humans, but I know, I don't mind my own company. Very rare that I sit there and get sick of myself, unless I've been talking so much that I literally do get sick of hearing my own voice. And it drains me. What else have I been doing? Oh yeah, I was watching a video the other day as well on guitar pedals. Now I'm going to forget the name now of all my guitar pedals because my memory's not great. I can actually see the word in my head, but it just won't come out. But anyway, it's called a muff pedal, and they were comparing these 10 pedals. So they were like, say they were saying one pedal, like, you know, 2 pedals and which pedal was best. Then they go to the second, and then one that won the first round would go on to the second round, etc, etc, etc. Now it came out that this pedal, the pedals that I have, they're very cheap. Yet this pedal was, I mean, it's mainly used if you're like into doom kind of metal, you know, really heavy kind of stuff. And it actually outdid £140 pedal, and my pedals are about 40 odd pound. So, well, that tells you, doesn't it, that you're paying for a brand. I think it was a Boss pedal, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, Boss do very good pedals. So yeah, so you know, I've been messing around with my guitar with this pedal, trying to get, because thing is with pedals, you can stack them up obviously, but it's kind of tuning it into the right sound, if that makes sense. They're not a kind of plug and go thing. You have to fiddle about with the knobs and that, and you know, and get that sound that you want. And I did the other day, so I was sitting there playing some really heavy drop D. If you know what that is, it's a tuning which most kind of thrash bands use. This is very common tuning in metal. It's basically, what it is dropping the bottom E, dropping down to the third E. So that's why it's called drop down E, drop D. Yeah. Something like that. I'm a kind of a man of many trades, but a master of none, as they say. So yeah, okay, so I was doing that. I was messing around with my guitar and playing around, having a bit of fun doing that, which was great. Because to be honest, I haven't played my guitar for a while, so it's nice to get back into it. Actually, the same with my archery as well. I haven't really done archery for a while, but I did the other day, and that was nice. See, even my son said this about me, which is true. I have a few hobbies, but I'm not one of these people who can kind of stick at one hobby and just keep doing it. You know, I'll get into something, and I mean, when I say I'll get into something, I mean passionately get into something. You know, I'll sit there and research something for hours. I am big on research. I love research. If Google to me is one of the best things in the world. Obviously a book is better, but you know, I mean, I have an issue. That's another thing as well. I've got to go to the opticians tomorrow because I've got an issue in my left eye that I did mention in one of my other videos. And because I want to get on my bike, my motorbike and all that, you also need to see properly. So I do need new glasses anyway, but this left eye, it definitely needs an operation done on it. Because I think, from what a woman was saying, on Facebook, it was last year sometime, and I was explaining what the optician said, and she said that I've got water in my eye, in between the, like the circles you have in your eye, apparently, which makes sense to how my vision is. So it's not very big, so kind of seeing the same thing. But hey, it is what it is. It's 15 minutes long anyway. But like I said, I only come on here just for a little chat, say hello, a little waffle. It's strange actually, because I went into what are more like journeys. What I normally do is I'll take a couple of hours walk. I'll pop into Tesco's and they do this thing. It's called a meal deal. So you can buy yourself. I love cappuccinos, so I'll buy myself a cappuccino, and then you get yourself a nice wrap, like a chicken wrap, and then maybe a chocolate bar. Which I don't go for the chocolate bars. I go for the nutrition bars. So I kind of do that. But yesterday, on Sunday, Tesco was absolutely packed. I think what people have done, and they've kind of shot themselves in the foot for this, if they thought, probably last year or whatever, they thought, well, Tesco's isn't busy on a Sunday, so we'll start doing our shopping on Sunday. And I think everyone thought the same thing. So now, Sunday in Tesco's is absolutely brutal. If you're a kind of person like me who struggles in crowds, which I do, very much so, I don't particularly like crowds. Sometimes I can get a bit anxious. I remember, we're talking a few years ago now, but I walked into Tesco's. I had my little basket with me, and I walked in. I was looking around, I don't know, this just huge massive anxiety attack thing come over me, so I put my basket down and walked out. I don't know what people must have thought of that, but it's one of them flight or fright things, and if you suffer from anxiety like I do, it's very much a flight thing. But maybe a good idea for me to, I already do see a psychiatrist sort of person, but she's not, how can I put it, she's not a psychology psychiatrist, that makes sense. So she's not, she's not versed in psychology, which I think is what I need, is to speak to a psychologist, a proper psychologist, and work out these things in my head. This is kind of off the beaten trail now in this little woods, but it's nice. Obviously in woods, trails make their own trails by people walking down them, so they're like a natural trail. So far I've not seen any tents or anything like that, so this weather as well, and that's nice. It's not, I just feel for anyone who has to live out, who's homeless and has to live out in the winter time. It's just not nice. We can talk about that all day, but nothing will be done about it unless, which I do to certain people anyway, because I know if someone's on the blag for something else. But I do know a couple of people who are good people. They just, life went the wrong way and they found themselves homeless, bless them. So I'll chuck them a couple of quid, and the reason why I know is because, I don't mean to be bad doing this. Who am I to judge anybody? But I have noticed them going to the shop or going to McDonald's, get themselves something to eat, which that's the whole intention of me giving it to them. I don't want to there's a word for it, but I don't want to encourage people's other stuff, I don't feel that's the right thing to do. So yeah, done a little review yesterday about an album, Technical Ecstasy by Black Sabbath. Absolutely love that band. I've loved that band all my life pretty much. Saddens me actually, because even on Google, if you type it in, they call Black Sabbath a satanic band, and it blows my mind actually, because you know, Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace, he was a Christian. His dad was a Catholic. The music, lyrically wise, if you listen to their lyrics, they do not, and I repeat, they do not promote Satanism. In fact, they very much say do not. They very much say that the devil is someone you should keep away from. You know? Don't let that little sod get in your head and all that. But again, who am I to judge? We will all be judged one day, and that I know of. But yeah, that's a nice little tree. Well, I say little. Right. See, some of these trees, they're so old now, and to be honest, the council. But then again, how much should you look after a tree when you think about it? You know, a tree's a tree. It looks after itself. You don't really need to look after a tree, do you? If it's in the wild. So yeah, so some of these trees are getting on. You know, they're older than me, that's for sure, to climb these things. And then, especially this one here, this old bad boy, let's climb up to the top. And we used to call it tree bombing. And we used to climb to the top and basically just jump down and catch each branch as we fell down. And if you didn't catch a branch, then well, you'd have a bad time. Yeah, those were the fun days. The days before all this technology and all this fake information, and you know, where we actually ate well as well. I was chatting about this the other day to someone about, you know, in the 70s, my childhood, kind of food my mum cooked, rest in peace. You know, she was an amazing cook. Everything was fresh. We used to have this guy who used to come round, and he used to deliver our vegetables from his farm. So it was fresh. It was that day kind of picked, you know. So it's fresh. So when I was younger, we ate like sportsmen would eat today, I guess. There was no microwaves or anything like that. Absolutely not. Oh, Golden Green. So yeah, we ate very well when I was younger, very well. And I guess that's why when I was a kid, I was a kind of big built kid. I'm a bit more stockier than I was back then. I mean, muscles, you have muscle memory, so let's say 20, 30 years ago, if you're a big built person and you just stop going to the gym for say 20 years, it's relatively easy to get that muscle back, because your muscle has muscle memory. It remembers what it was. So yeah, I don't understand this as well. Why would people just leave trolleys on the floor? I don't get it. I mean, the Tesco's is basically just there behind these trees. So I don't know, just mind-boggling. But there's our cricket ground anyway. A bit further to it. I used to play cricket here, as I said a few videos back. I used to love it. I used to love cricket. I was one of these all-rounders. I was a bowler, fielder, batsman, wicket keeper. Well, actually not so much a wicket keeping, because that you had to kind of kneel down, and I was very much, I would get bored of that. I'm one of these people, I get itchy feet, you know, I don't like sitting down for too long. But I've had my moments, don't get me wrong. I've had my moments. I remember at one time in my life, I pretty much spent a whole year and a bit just sitting in my bedroom, speaking to nobody. They were dark days, they were back then. But yeah, when I have got help for it a little bit now. I take certain medications that kind of help my anxiety and that. But oh dear, I don't need to stop walking. But yeah, well, I want to cut down on these things. They're unnatural. They're not good for you. There's a lot of natural stuff out there you can take that will do the same thing, probably if better, and it won't cause any of these really bad side effects. Also started taking milk thistle for my liver, to keep my liver healthy, because like I said, all the stuff that we eat now and all the medications excuse me, all the medications we take now, they are absolutely battering our liver and our kidneys. So it's a good idea to take supplements to help. But then again, you're taking supplements, and if you look in the ingredients of these supplements, they also have things in there that aren't too good for you. So, but milk thistle, to be fair, before I bought it, I was looking at the different brands, and I chose a brand that was basically just pure milk thistle. Didn't have any real binding agents and colourings and all that kind of stuff. It was just milk thistle. That's all it was. So yeah, so I've been taking that. Wow, so it's been be about 27 minutes video now of me just rambling away, talking about nothing but talking about a lot. I guess, I don't know. I guess you'd be a judge of that. I mean, probably most people, and to be fair, probably I'd say me myself would click onto a video like this, listen for about 5 minutes and think, well, this is this is exciting. I think I'll go to another video. So yeah, I do understand that, and also I don't blame anyone for just skipping past this. Like I say, this is just me waffling away. Also, while I'm waffling away, I do want to send out my prayers to a little man called Grayson, who's he's got what Ozzy Osbourne had. Again, I forget the word now, which I deeply apologise for. But if you look up what Ozzy Osbourne had, he's got the same thing, and yeah. So he's always in my prayers. You can trust me on that. Poor kid. It's just, like I say, sometimes just life isn't fair. Especially if you're a kid. I can understand sometimes now why people have their opinions about faith and all that, but I don't know. I have my own faith, and I don't really like to talk about this kind of stuff. Same with politics, just because it's not for everyone. But little Grayson, my prayers are with you, my boy, and I hope you look after yourself, and I know your family looking after you. My mate Eagle and his wife Angela, God bless them. Anyway, so I think I'm probably going to leave it on that, as I can't really think of much else to say, and now I'm actually starting to get sick of hearing myself. So I think that's the time for me to wish you all a farewell. Hope you all have a great day or evening, or whenever this comes out. Look after yourselves, look after each other, look after your family, and just be good. No matter what you believe in, just be good. Just be a good human, be a good person. Say hello to people as you walk past, give them a smile. It costs nothing. It doesn't cost you a penny just to give someone a little smile, a little nod. You know, you never know. They might be going through things themselves, and that little smile, little nod, or little hello, maybe even that little 5-minute chat, that, you know, that could have, oh, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, you all take care. It's been half hour of me waffling away. So yeah.